What do you think is likely to be announced? First of all, I mean, do you think an announcement is coming?
I don't believe an announcement is coming, but what I do know is that in just 2 weeks' time, the government will be laying out its medium-term fiscal plan, Kwasi Kwarteng as Chancellor of the Exchequer in the House of Commons, with a full forecast and report from the Office for Budget Responsibility in the proper way, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yes, but that's what the 17 days, isn't it? By which, I mean, according to a lot of the papers this morning, who've been briefed by some very senior colleagues of yours, saying, well, the Prime Minister has got 17 days to save her leadership.
Well, look, I think that was an opponent of the Prime Minister who said that. That's not the Prime Minister saying that. I met the Prime Minister yesterday. I saw her determined, resolute, determined to do the best for the country and for the British people, particularly this coming winter. That's why the government has delivered all that help on energy bills. That's why the government is delivering the tax cuts, the national insurance tax cut that was voted through just this week, and the base rate tax cut next year. That is why the government has taken the action that it has to help people this coming winter with their cost of living.
OK, forgive me, though. I mean, we've talked to a lot of economists recently, as you can imagine, including the former chief economist of the government just this morning. He says if the Prime Minister wants to do her best for the country, she needs to basically do a U-turn on a lot of the measures that were announced.
Well, look, I saw a Prime Minister determined. The government has done the right thing by laying out that it's going to be putting its plans on the table on the 31st of October. How do we both provide support for the British people this coming winter, which we are, much bigger than other countries, I might add, and at the same time bring down our debt in the medium term. That is the purpose of the medium-term fiscal plan coming on the 31st of October, which will show how do we bring debt down. Our debt is too high, but it is not the highest in the G7. In fact, it's the second lowest. We've got a lower debt than the US, than France, than Japan, than Italy, than Canada. You know, so we have got a good record, but we do need to get our debt down in the medium term. That is why we're having the medium-term fiscal plan.
So just to get it clear, despite the fact that most of the political commentators in most of the newspapers this morning, on most of the front pages, are predicting a U-turn will be announced today, you say, no, it's not going to happen.
Well, look, I'm saying let's wait for the medium-term fiscal plan. You know, I'm sorry to keep going on about it, but the government has laid out that is what we can expect on the 31st of October. Obviously, the government watches markets closely. We speak continual conversations with all the important players, including, of course, most importantly, the Bank of England. But let's wait for the medium-term fiscal plan on the 31st.
Been told, haven't we? Because the Bank of England, as you raised it, is stopping this bond scheme, which is effectively, I mean, to try to simplify it very much, is sort of bailing out the pension funds, various pension funds at the moment. That's being stopped today. Some people are saying, some experts are saying, well, if we don't then get a change in the government's position by Monday, it's going to be a free-for-all on the markets Monday morning.
Well, look, it's right that these operational matters, I used to work in the financial markets, and it's right that these kind of operational matters are best dealt with by the independent Bank of England. That is one of the key jobs of the Bank of England, not for me as a politician, even one who used to work in the financial markets, to be trying to run or do that kind of intervention. That's quite properly a job for the Bank of England, and we'll have to wait and see what the Bank of England does.